All right, y'all, what's going on? It's Combo Breaker 99. I am back with another video. All right, y'all, back with a quick little discussion video after I was just checking out this MMA Junkie interview with Alexa Grasso. Alexa Grasso just recently did this interview, and the whole interview was in Spanish, so I checked out a little bit of it, because I know some of the translation, just a little bit, but I wanted to be on the safe side and just read the text. So, yeah, I read through the text and just read some interesting things about Alexa Grasso. I'm just talking about her recent win and moving up the flyweight division and certain opponents that she wants. Now, this is what I want to talk about. Alexa Grasso, she made it known that the next opponent that she would like to fight in the flyweight division, next fight, is Jennifer Maia. That's right. She said she would like to take on Jennifer Maia because she feels like Jennifer Maia gave Valentina Shevchenko a tough fight. She said, she would love to do that fight because, that's an experienced fighter that she'd be facing. They fought the same night. She said even though she lost, that's a fight that she feels like would help her grow. That's a fight that she would want to make. She gave Valentina a tough fight. She said I have respect for her, and that's a fight I like to take. So let me just read through it now, kind of give you my thoughts on that matchup and just that choice. I just want to address fans again about Alexa Grasso and making her choice, making her opponent selection of Jennifer Maia. So this is what she said. Let me just go through the translation. She said, there's so many fights that I'd like to fight, but the one that's giving me the most thought, or the one fighter that's given the most trouble to Valentina is Jennifer Maia. With all respect, I'd like to fight her. Maybe in her last fight, she didn't do that well. We fought that same night, but let's also remember she took the fight on short notice against someone who had two well-trained camps, and I thought she did very well. It's just her conditioning didn't help her. She only had 3 weeks of preparation, and she was up against someone who had like 12 or 15 weeks. So of course it was a factor. For me, I like to fight her. She was an Invicta champion. She was very skilled. She's a black belt, and like I'm saying, she gave the champion her toughest fight. That would be a fight I like a lot. All right. So as y'all know, Jennifer Maia, she dropped a 30-27 decision to Manon Fiorot that same night that Alexa Grasso defeated Joanne Calderwood. So let's see what else she said. She said, from what I've seen at flyweight, all challengers had 4 consecutive fights. So I'm assuming they're going to want me to have 4 straight wins. So maybe it's just one more fight. All the top girls have already fought her. We're only missing her upcoming opponent, and then it's me. Okay. All right. So that seems like her plan. So even asked about the title shot, it seems like maybe putting together a 4-fight win streak will get her to the title shot. That's her way of thinking. So I guess since she fought, Jin Yoon Kim, Macy Barber, Joanne Calderwood, and now Jennifer Maia, she feels like that's probably going to get her that title shot, via 4 consecutive wins, right? Okay, so that statement alone, that's just the second thing to discuss. But let's go back up here. So Jennifer Maia is an opponent that she wants next, right? She feels like that's an experienced fight. She feels like that the short notice is what really kept her from performing to the best of her ability against, a tough fighter like Manon Fiorot, right? But y'all know how I feel about that. You take it on short notice. You're basically saying that you're on your stay ready, that you're ready to get in there and you're ready to go in there and make the right adjustments, use your experience, use your IQ, and go in there and do what you got to do, right? So at this point, okay, yeah, we can say, yeah, it's a short notice fight, but I can't really give her an excuse on that. Like, okay, she'll be the best fighter coming in on a full training camp at this point, right? I think Jennifer Maia knows what she needs to do. And if Alexa Grasso really wanted the challenge, you would take on the winner of Manon Fiorot versus Jennifer Maia, meaning you would be calling for Manon Fiorot next, right? Like I've been saying, you know what I mean? So this kind of proves 2 things. First off, it just says, look, she's not ready for a fighter like Manon. She doesn't really feel like she's ready for that. She said it before that in an interview like a few months back, like back in July. I know it's not clickbait. She said it word for word. This was coming out of her mouth that she wanted more experience before she got to Valentina. She wasn't ready. This was just last summer. You know what I mean? And not much has changed since then, right? So in the meantime, you'd want to rack up some nice wins, get the right fights, the proper preparation that'll get you to a fight with Valentina Shevchenko. And you really do, to me, in my opinion, want the toughest fights, because the toughest fights at this level will prepare you for Valentina Shevchenko to a certain extent, right? So if Alexa Grasso fights the toughest here, even though they're not on that level, if she can go in there and dominate and learn how to dominate those type of fighters and use great defense, then that will take her to that next level and make us think seriously that she is more so champion ready than title shot ready, right? So fine, okay, she wants to take that fight. I have no problem with that. Take on the loser the same night you fought. I mean, they're just saying that she needs work, and that's all I've been saying. See, that's proof right there. She's calling out the loser of Manon Fiorot versus Jennifer Maia. That means she's not ready for that next step. She's not ready for those top 4 fighters like, the Lauren Murphys, again, the Manon Fioros, who is actually below her, right? She's not ready for that fight. Even the Caitlin Chikagan fight, it seemed like she would try to call her out since Caitlin Chikagan called her out, like back during last summer, right? So, if this is what she wants, fine. That's just saying that she needs to grow. And this is to address those Lex Grasso fans. This just proves what I'm saying about Lex Grasso, that, she herself feels like she needs to grow in this division and she's trying to take on the right opponents. Okay, Jennifer Maia's coming off loss. All right. I look at it in this perspective. Okay, this is a good opponent for her then, right? This is another fighter that can test her physical strength, see if she can go in there and work on her grappling a little bit, see how grappling matches up with Jennifer Maia, see how her boxing IQ matches up with Jennifer Maia. Is it better? Can she go in there and actually dominate with her boxing? Will her size play a factor in this fight? I don't know. It would be a good fight, right? I mean, I would really prefer if she called out Jennifer Maia if Jennifer Maia had beat Manon Fiorot, right? That would make more sense. So, I mean, if she wants that fight, fine, but it just proves, like I was saying, that she's not ready for that next step. She's actually trying to take a fight down here to grow, and there's no problem with that. But I'm just saying, like, when you get pushed up these rankings, you better expect that you have to start getting ready for those better fights, those tougher challenges, right? And like I said before, I mean, there's nothing wrong with that. At least she's being honest. At least she's being honest about it. At least she's just saying, hey, this is the fight I want. I know she lost that night, but I can argue that it would be a good fight for me if she gets a full prep, a full camp. If she gets full preparation, then, I can make that excuse, say, okay, let me take on 100% Jennifer Maia, right? So I can see it in that fact. That's why I'm not saying I'm disrespecting her opponent selection here. I'm just trying to prove a point to y'all that, look, she knows that she's not ready yet, so she's trying to take the right path to get there. That's where I'm seeing it in that first part. But as you go down, like I said, that last part I read where she said, okay, maybe she'll challenge for the belt after she gets 4 consecutive wins. I mean, is that really a good track record to get you to Valentina Shevchenko, those 4 wins? Let's say if she does go in there and beat Jennifer Maia. Let's say she goes in there and knocks Jennifer Maia out. Or let's say she goes in there and submits Jennifer Maia. She just grapples her for 3 rounds. She actually beats her all the way to the end, dominates, and then closes it out. Perfect A+ performance against Jennifer Maia. Is that enough? She'll do something that's never been done in forever, since that sucker punch knockout of Jennifer Maia, right? Let's say Alexa Grasso does something like that, or she just dominates all the way through, huh? What if she does that? Is that enough to say, okay, she's on a 4-fight win streak, and that's the perfect 4-fight win streak to get to Valentina Shevchenko? I don't think so. I still don't think so. I would want to take on the winner of some of these fights. I mean, like, that's why I'm saying you got to kind of put this flyweight division together like a flyweight tournament. You know what I mean? You got to have it like brackets. Like, you got to take the winner out of each fight and make those fighters fight to see who the best of the best is. Like, if I was in Alexa Grasso's shoes, I would say, okay, let me wait on the winner of Andrea Lee versus Viviana Araujo. Or again, I would be calling out Manon Fiorot, right? Or I'd be calling out the winner of Tate versus Murphy. Or I would be hounding Caitlin Chikagan. I'd be like, hey, I just beat Joanne. I beat her quicker than you did. I beat her more convincing you did. You called me out a while ago. Let's do this, right? Cancel that Amanda Ebas fight. Get me in there, right? That seems like the more logical thing to do, right? If you really want to get like the best of the best. So that's what I'm looking at here. Like, which is it really? Because a 4-fight win streak against the fighters that she's been fighting, I don't really think that's going to prepare you for the belt. Which, again, I know people are going to say, well, nothing's going to prepare you for the belt. Valentina's going to beat you anyway. But come on, at least getting the best experience along the way and beating the right type of fighters, it will get you somewhere close. And it will convince most fans. Like, if you can go in there and beat the winner of each of these fights on your way up, it'll at least give us something entertaining to say. Like Taylor Santos. That's evidence right there. Taylor Santos is beating everybody, and she's fighting the the more experienced fighters that she went up, from Jillian Robertson to a convincing win over Joanne Calderwood, which she did first, right? And that earned her a title shot because of the way she's been looking, right? So that's a part of it too, how you look, and of course the record you're getting, that you're acquiring along the way. I mean, Jin Yoon Kim, that's a good win into the division. Macy Barber, okay, that's another good win, on that lower level. Then a year off, coming back, Joanne Calderwood, finisher in this fashion, getting your first finish, that's good. But from there, I would have said, hey, why not Manon Fiorot? Let me get the winner of that night. Like, instead of saying Jennifer Maia, who needed the full training camp, and like in the article she just said that Manon Fiorot was the one that had the full camp, 12 to 15 weeks. So she's the winner, right? So you would want that fight, right? So instead of saying Jennifer Maia, why her? Let's go for the winner in that fight, the one that poses the big threat, right? Because eventually y'all are going to get matched up. So why not try to get her out the way now, huh? Because that's the fight I want. I want Manon versus Alexa Grasso. That's the one that makes sense. I mean, no more losers on the end here. Like, Joanne was the loser of the Taylor Santos fight. You fought her. Macy Barber coming back after a long layoff fought her. And now you want Jennifer Maia, the loser on this end. Okay, I mean, like I said, I see the experience build up, but don't expect a title shot off of the win of Jennifer Maia if you get that. If you can get that win. You know what I mean? I'm just being honest, like I said. So, yeah, that's really what I wanted to discuss in this video. Hold on, let me see if there's anything else here. But, yeah, like I said, man, it's just, I might be repeating myself on this, but it's like I'm saying, I'm just telling fans of the game, Alexa Grasso fans, think I'm being harsh. I'm just being real. Like, what she's saying here sounds like somebody that's not ready for the big fights, the big fish. You know what I mean? And there's nothing wrong with that. She's saying that she wants the Jennifer Maia fight. I have no problem with that. But if she thinks that's going to lead to a title shot, I don't think so. I really don't think so. You might go on a 4-fight win streak, but you might need at least 2 more fights. You know what I mean? Just to show us that you're ready to reel in that Shevchenko fight. Because, yeah, okay, you say Maia gave Shevchenko a tough fight. Maybe. No, I can't really say it was a tough fight. I watched it again, and I can't say it was a tough fight. I'd say she more so was there. I'd say that she showed more durability and resilience than anybody else did. Well, you know what? Joanna. Again, Joanna was another one. Like, Joanna gave Valentina a very good fight. I'd say between Joanna and Jennifer Maia, they both won 1 round. So you could say either one of them gave her a tough fight. But the bottom line is neither one of them was able to crack a code or even come close to giving Valentina any trouble. You know what I mean? Maybe Joanna did with a couple of front kicks to the face. But other than that, I don't think either one really had her in trouble. They both won a round apiece. But that's not really anything to gauge off of, because then you see in the next fight with Manon Fiorot, well, a couple of fights down, you see Jennifer Maia get 30-27 by Manon Fiorot. And I mean, if she had the experience, to me, in the IQ, she should have at least gave Manon Fiorot a hell of a fight. You know what I mean? But no, she did land some good shots. But other than that, she never was ever put herself in a position to win a round. So looking at the opponent selection she's choosing, okay, that's fine. That's good experience for you, but that's not going to get you title shot ready if you beat her. That's my point. So let me know in the comment section what y'all think. I'll probably come back again and talk about this. I'm just kind of doing this one on the fly. I just wanted to get y'all's thoughts on that. Alexa Grasso versus Jennifer Maia. Do you want that? Me personally, like I said, I would rather her fight Manon, because if she's in this zone at number 5 or number 6, Manon is what's going to get you prepared for the big fish. This is a big, strong fighter that was fully prepared, and her dominance. So if you can overcome her dominance in her size, in her strength, that'll somewhat get you prepared for the champion of the division. Combo Breaker 99, I'm out. Subscribe. Peace.